I'm chilling me. Kiss that say Tiffany. Hurry with the shot, just tell him to call me Stephanie.
Next.
Refreshment and deliciousness is possible, but don't believe an animated mouth in an app.
Next. 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 Next.
Go babies, go babies.
Next. 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 Next.
That's why they say I'm crazy. I go fucking psycho. That's why they get for the race.
Next. 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 Next.
Feeling you, but I'm still
Next.
Oreo meets the Batman. The limited edition in stores now.
And they fuck do you fuck, I can't speak. Do you want me to cook you up another burger? Yes please, bitch. Okay. Good girl. Yo, your burgers are good, Mom. I forgot about your burgers. I know, son. So we're doing next. 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 This one actually. Yes. Turn up. So.
give it to me, I'm perfect.
Yeah, I'm perfect.
I'm perfect. Give me, I'm worth it. Give it to me,
I'm perfect.
baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Give it to me, I'm worth it.
Okay, I tell her bring it back like she loves some. Bring it back like she loves some. In the club with the lights off, but you acting shy for. Come and show me that you're with it, with it, with it, with it, with it. Stop playing, now you know that I'm with it, with it, with it.
Just wondering how many dicks you had in you. Including yours right now? Yeah. 1,090,000 dicks in me. Goddamn.
Hurry up, I'm waiting out front. You see me in the spotlight, ooh, I love your style. Show me what you got, 'cause I don't wanna waste my time. See me in the spotlight, ooh, I love your style. Show me what you got now, come on, make it worth my while. Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it.
Give me, I'm worth it. Give me, I'm worth it. Give me, I'm worth it. God damn, you are worth it, Mom. You're my hoe. My mom. And now,
It's all on you, it's all on you. It's all on you.
shake it
What
ass,
you wanna do?
girl.
And if you don't have a clue, not good. I tell you just because.
What about this now? Yes, definitely, girl. Mom.
Not too much, but maybe just enough. You see me in the spotlight, ooh, I love your style. Show me what you got, 'cause I don't wanna waste my time. See me in the spotlight,
Actually,
I love your style.
let's go outside in public and you can dance outside of the gate. Done. I'll read. Done, baby mom. My skanky mummy.
Okay, I tell her bring it back like she loves some. Bring it back like she loves some. In the club with the lights on, but you acting shy for. Come and show me that you're with it, with it, with it, with it, with it. Stop playing, now you know that I'm with it, with it, with it, with it, with it, with it. But you acting shy for.
Show me what you got, 'cause I don't wanna waste my time. See me in the spotlight, ooh, I love your style. Show me what you got now, come on, make it worth my while. Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it.
Next. Next.
Shine bright like a diamond
Next.
in the night.
Next. 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 Yes. So.
When the dark of the night comes around, that's the time that the animal comes alive, looking for something wild. Now we look like
Turn up.
gold Trans Am. Got a water bottle full of whiskey in my handbag. My jaw texture, I'll regret it in the morning, but tonight
I don't give a, I don't give a, I don't give a.
downtown where the freaks will come around. It's a hole in the wall. It's a dirty freak for all. Turn me on.
No, turn me off.
Take
Get off, everybody, take it off.
There's a place I know if you're looking for a show where they go hardcore and there's glitter on the floor. Turn me on. Take it off.
have another joint. Put on action.
Download the BWS app. 1 in 3 swipes are a win. The cooler is free to play, so dive in.
Let's have another joint. Look at your dick. Your dick is hard. You have a boner, don't you, son? Yeah, pretty much. For you, baby. Thanks. You're welcome.
Wake up.
Yeah, buddy.
Back at it. She ain't never do this before, but she good at it. Cause she never made love, but she good at it. She make a nigga feel good when I look at it. I get goosebumps when I look at it. Oh, girl, just wanna have fun with me. Oh, girl, just wanna have fun with me. These girls ain't really no good for me. Got a new biz that I ain't promoting.
Yeah.
My friends love money, don't
Then
let me tell you something about my life. And every single chain and my diamond rings. The way you walking, the way you talking, it's all because
of me. Matter of fact, go cook me up one now, bitch. Got it, Daddy Master. Good girl. You're my queen. I know. Stay there, Daddy Master, son. Got it, Mummy.
Yeah, they proud on me, cause that bag on me. Yeah, they after me. I got racks on me, got the stash on me. They gassing me. Yeah, fuck me, she good at it. So she never made love, but she good at it. She make a nigga feel good when I look at it. I get goosebumps when I look at it. Oh, girl, just wanna have fun with it. Oh,
Instead, goddamn. Look at you, Mum. I know. Here's a burger. Thanks. Disconnect. Instead, let's watch YouTube. Let's watch videos. Fair enough. God damn. God damn your ass. I know. Come hold my hand, baby mummy. Queen. A skanky bitch. So, good girl. Let's eat.
Or are you happy about what you chose?
God damn,
Let us know
your
in the comments.
burger is good.
Don't forget to
I know.
subscribe and check out other videos on the channel. Hi, My name is Kayla, and I got pregnant when I was still in elementary school. I grew up in this really small island. We had few neighbors, and children didn't get to go to public school. To study, I would have to travel many miles every day, and my parents couldn't afford it. My mom and dad wanted a better future for me, and they began saving up every penny they earned. It was a hard time because we had little to eat, and my parents worked almost all day long. I had to help out a lot around the house, even if I was really young. I can't thank my parents enough for everything they did for me, and I know I disappointed them by getting pregnant when I was so young. I hope I can make it up to them and repay them for all their effort and love. When I was 9 years old, they managed to save up enough money to move to America. I knew a little English, but it was hard starting from scratch. I had a lot to learn, and I had never gone to school at all before arriving to the USA. Everything was new to me. Growing up in such a small island, I wasn't used to the busy streets or being surrounded by lots of people. I
Which I've
wasn't
never
used to the
joined.
fast-paced life of the city either. It was all so foreign and odd to me. What was worse, I was older than my classmates when my mom and dad finally managed to get me enrolled in a public school. I was really eager to learn though, so I studied hard and paid attention to my teachers. I did my homework every evening and practiced speaking and writing in English. Dad worked 2 jobs, and that allowed Mom to take care of me when I wasn't at school. That was also a big change because they usually didn't have enough time to be around me often. I was really happy about this. I was a kid and really needed my mom to be by my side. She helped me with my homework and motivated me to be responsible. I became a great student, and my teachers considered allowing me to skip a grade. Since I didn't have any previous education, they decided against it, even if it meant I was older than my classmates, and I showed promise. Perhaps, they told me, I would be able to skip a grade or two when I reached high school. Sixth grade arrived, and everything was going well. My parents had both managed to get far better jobs. Dad was able to be home every night, and we were living in a nice apartment in a better neighborhood. My life was a lot better than it had ever been at the island. I had friends, I was studying, we lived in a nice place. Mom and Dad could actually spend time with me, and we even had enough money to afford nicer clothes and furniture. We were not rich or anything of the sort, but it was more than enough for us. That was when I met this really nice guy named Brad. I fell in love with him immediately. My parents allowed us to date because it seemed like it was so innocent. After all, we were both still so young. We spent a lot of time together. It was so much fun, and I loved kissing him. We were foolish and really young. One night, while my mom was working overtime, we stayed home alone. We began having too much fun, and one thing led to another. At first, I didn't notice anything was different. A few weeks passed by, and I began getting sick in the mornings. Mom got concerned, but since I felt better after a while, she brushed it off as the flu. I didn't want her to be concerned, so I pretended I didn't feel queasy most mornings. I kept going to school and studying as normal, but things kept getting weird. My stomach began swelling up, and by then I knew that something was wrong. I talked to Brad first, and we figured out I was pregnant. I completely freaked out and didn't want to tell my parents anything about it, but there wasn't anything else I could do. That night, I blurted the news out in the middle of dinner. I was too upset to try and calmly explain it to them. My parents were incredibly mad. They scolded me for hours and couldn't believe I could have gotten pregnant since I was so young. They took me to the doctor and wanted to confirm if it was true. After a quick echography and a blood test, it was confirmed. I was expecting a baby. The doctor told them I was over 4 months pregnant, so there was no other choice but to keep the baby. When we got back to our home, my mom and dad started arguing. Dad said I was ruining my life, and Mom said that they needed to support me. I was their daughter, and even if I had messed up, they couldn't turn their back on me. They called Brad's parents, and the 4 of them met up. Brad and I were terrified, and all the adults were furious. They explained that they would support us, but that the baby would be our responsibility. We would have to keep studying, and when we arrived home from school, we'd take care of our son or daughter. We agreed immediately, of course, not only because it was the right thing to do, but because we were both terrified of our parents' anger. I continued studying all through my pregnancy. I was very lucky since both my parents and Brad's mom and dad really were there for us every step of the way. Against all odds, Brad and I continued dating all through high school. When we graduated, we moved in together with our daughter, Lucy. We have a great relationship and get along so well with all four of my daughter's grandparents. We are a happy family and are doing great. We both have good jobs and plan on having more children in a few years. Sometimes people think that I'm Lucy's sister instead of her mom, but we don't mind. We worked really hard to raise her well, and we will continue to try and give her the best life possible. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the other videos on the channel. Hi, my name is Vanessa, and I got pregnant from drinking baby formula. Ever since I was young, I've loved the taste of baby milk. I knew it was weird for me to continue drinking it since I was no longer a baby or even a toddler, but I couldn't give it up. I guess you might say I was addicted to it. When I was in high school, I'd spend my allowance in buying myself my favorite brand of baby formula, and I'd keep it hidden in my room. I even had a baby bottle hidden underneath my bed. I knew people would call me a freak if they discovered my favorite treat, so I only drank it when I was sure I was all alone. My parents had no idea about my secret guilty pleasure. They did wonder why I didn't use my money to go to the cinema with my friends or buy myself nice stuff, but they just figured I was really careful with my income. In reality, I was spending all my extra money on my favorite brand of baby milk, which wasn't cheap. Now, you might know baby formula comes in two different formats, powder or liquid milk. Honestly, I've always preferred powdered milk since I could choose how much water I added to it, so I could decide how thick or thin I wanted to drink my milk that day. I did buy myself liquid milk when I knew I'd be away from my room and wouldn't get access to my secret stash though. For example, when I went on a trip with my parents or camping with my friends, I had to take those small pre-made baby milk cartons and hide them in my bags. I was so close to being caught a few times, but luckily no one ever discovered my secret. As I grew older and moved out of my parents' house, it became easier to indulge in my addiction. I didn't have to hide the baby formula any longer and could keep it in my fridge or pantry, which was great. I felt so free since I could lay down on my sofa, drinking my baby milk without needing to lock myself in the bathroom or my room and gulp it down quickly. I could take my time and really enjoy it instead. It was really awesome being an adult and being free to both pay for my own baby milk and not need to hide it in the comfort of my own house. The problem was, though, my own guilty feelings. No matter if no one was watching, I still felt so odd doing it. Like it was so weird and messed up, even if I wasn't harming anyone. I guess I liked it because it made me feel safe when I was a little girl and my mom would take care of me. Plus, the taste is really good and I loved laying back and relaxing with my bottle and my baby milk. When I was in my mid-20s, I met a guy who I really liked. He became my boyfriend and would spend a lot of time at my house. That made me have to hide again when I drank my milk or had to wait until he wasn't there to indulge in my guilty pleasure. After a while, I decided I didn't want to hide around him any longer. If he didn't accept me the way I was, maybe our relationship wasn't right for me. So I gathered some courage and sat him down one day. I showed him my baby formula stash and my baby bottles and explained that I loved drinking it and had been doing it since I was young. Honestly, I was sure he'd call me a freak and walk out on me, but he was surprisingly understanding. He even encouraged me. My boyfriend said he didn't see anything wrong with it, and he'd even buy me baby milk if I wanted him to. Imagine how happy I felt. I had someone in my life that loved and supported me and didn't think that my baby milk addiction was weird at all. So he began buying me my favorite brand and bringing it home for me. I was sure he was the right guy for me and that we'd eventually get married. One day, he made me my bottle, and when I began drinking it, the taste seemed off.
He put semen, he put jizz in it to get you pregnant.
I asked if he bought a different brand.
That's how
he told me he
you
hadn't.
get pregnant.
Maybe they had
That's how you got
changed the
pregnant,
ingredients slightly,
bitch.
he reasoned.
Dumb
I
bitch.
shrugged it off and drank the rest of my bottle. I didn't think anything of it until a few weeks later when things began to change. I got sick every single morning. It felt odd. I didn't get my period that month, and so I decided to go see a doctor in order to figure out what was wrong with me. Much to my surprise, my doctor told me that I was pregnant. I told him that was impossible since I was still a virgin, even if I did have a boyfriend. He ran some tests just to be certain, and it turned out that I really was pregnant. I couldn't believe it. How was it possible?
Easy,
Maybe my
he put
boyfriend had slipped
semen.
something in my baby bottle? Maybe drinking so much
Nut.
baby
He put
formula had gotten me
he
pregnant?
put some of his
I'm
nut
still
inside
not really
it.
sure how this happened. kind of scared. I want to be the best mom possible, so maybe this is a blessing in disguise. As for my baby milk addiction, I decided it was best to give it up. I really don't want to get pregnant again from it. Thanks for watching. Do you have any secret habit that you try to keep from your family and friends? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the other videos on the channel. I woke up from a coma in jail and pregnant. Imagine waking up with no recollection of what happened to you, pregnant and locked up in jail. Sounds horrible, doesn't it? Well, that's exactly the situation I found myself in 3 years ago, and only now I'm really able to put all the pieces fully together. I'm Sandy, and if I had followed my gut instinct instead of being blinded by despair, I wouldn't have found myself in that big mess. Honestly, the odds were against me since I was a young girl. You see, I was born in a really bad neighborhood, to a kind of messed up family. Mom wasn't responsible at all. She cared more about gambling or drinking than taking care of me. Dad? Well, Dad was there a few weeks and then left for a few months. Before we move on, like this video, hit that subscribe button, and activate the notification bell. This will let you live 20 amazing years longer. Trust me, it works.
Sure you
And can
did.
you believe that my father actually expected me to be super happy to see him whenever he walked back into our house? When I became a teenager and saw that he was a deadbeat father, I began to ignore him whenever he was home. That made him super angry because apparently he believed that those few moments of responsibility made up for abandoning us constantly. See, my mom was just 15 when she got pregnant with me, in that situation. But I figured it would be just that one time, and that would be it. He had in mind, and he replied, "Well, I have a way you can make a quick $5 grand each." We were stunned. That was so much money. We asked what we would have to do to earn that kind of money, and he just shrugged. The less you know, the better for you guys. So just trust me, it'll be worth it when you don't have to be pinching every penny to survive. We reluctantly agreed, but weren't happy about it at all. Believe me, I didn't want to go back to my old ways. It was insane to find myself in that situation, but I figured it would be just that one time, and that would be it. The problem was, one time turned into two, and two into three. He kept dragging us into these messed up plans. I later discovered exactly what he had tangled us up in. Apparently, he had found a clever way to get people's hard-earned money. He would tell them he had something valuable to sell, mostly over the internet. You know, in those ads on Craigslist and those kinds of websites. It all looked super legit. He made sure it did. And then he would ask them to meet up with him. But when he was counting the money, he would take off without handing the victim the valuable product. I was the getaway driver, and my husband found ways to distract the victim until it was too late to react. Yeah, messed up, I know. I wouldn't have done any of it, but I was really desperate. I figured in a few weeks, I'd get a new job, and I could finally quit this messed up activity for good. During that last hit, though, something went terribly wrong. I tried to rush off the scene with a car we were using, which I was certain was stolen. And Tank screamed at me to run a red light to get away scot-free. I did, reluctantly, and then everything went black. A car had hit the side of our vehicle, and I can't remember a thing after that. All I know is that I woke up strapped to a hospital bed, and everything hurt. I looked around in shock. The place didn't look like a regular hospital room, and much to my shock, my stomach was swollen and large. I had to be at least 6 months pregnant. The doctor stepped in and calmed me down. He explained to me that I and the guys I was driving away from a crime scene had gotten into a terrible accident. I was put in a medically induced coma due to health risks, and soon the doctors realized I was pregnant. Apparently at the time of the accident, I was only 2 or 3 weeks along. It was a complete miracle that I didn't lose the baby in the car crash. The doctors had to take really good care of me, especially once they realized I was pregnant. If they gave me too many meds, that could affect the baby. So they had to be super careful about every decision they took. I didn't recover my memory all at once. It took me such a long time and so much effort as well. I had to work weekly with a therapist, and it was really traumatic. Believe me when I say I was heartbroken. I couldn't believe I had lost 6 months of my pregnancy, my freedom, and my husband all at once. Sure, Tyler was still alive, but we wouldn't be able to see each other for years. Everything was a complete mess, and I'd have to stay in jail for at least 5 years. My husband was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Don't ask me why they were harsher on him. Maybe they felt bad for me since I was preggers. You might be asking yourself what happened to Tank. Since he had a lot of criminal records, he would be staying over a decade behind bars. Guess what he said when he was sentenced? I was framed! It was all Tyler and Sandy's fault. Yeah, he actually did say that. Crazy, right? When I delivered my baby, I had a really hard decision to make. I didn't want to give her up, of course. I loved her so much, even if I only got to hold her in my arms for a few minutes. I realized the best thing I could do for my daughter was to let a good family adopt her. If not, she'd end up living with my mom until I was released. And that was the worst possible outcome. She would be raised by a horrible, irresponsible grandmother. I convinced my husband to sign the adoption papers as well. It was one of the few times a judge allowed us to have contact while we were in jail. Honestly, I don't think I've ever cried harder. All I asked before agreeing to the adoption was for the family to keep me updated about her. Once a year, they send me a letter without any private information, but telling me that she's healthy and that kind of stuff. I know that I should never have listened to Tank, or even have allowed him to walk into my home. Due to good behavior, I was released early, after only serving 3 years of my sentence. My husband was given a parole 2 years after that. I waited for him dutifully. He was the love of my life. How could I just abandon him? We moved away from the state and even changed our names so that no one we used to know can never find us again. We are trying to get pregnant, because we want to have a kid we can actually keep. I really hope my firstborn is happy with their new parents. So far, every update has been good news. It's heartbreaking, but I can't take her away from the people she believes are her real parents. If she ever wants to contact me after turning 18, I'll be more than happy to let her into my life. Thanks for watching. What's the worst someone you knew did that landed them in jail? Let us know in the comments. Please don't forget to subscribe and check out the other videos on the channel. Hi, my name is Rose.
Which I'm not
I know
doing-
this might sound insane, but I'm an octomom at 16. Since I was a little girl, my dream has always been to become a mother. I wanted to have 2 or 3 or maybe 4 children, but not all at once. I would play with my dolls and pretend they were my babies and planned my ideal wedding when I was a bit older. My husband would be a man who shared my love for children, and he would want to have kids soon after we got married. I never imagined I would have so many children at such a young age, though. When I turned 15, I met Harry. He was the most amazing guy. We hit it off right away. I was in the cheer squad, and he was the new kid at school. Harry tried out for the football team, and to my happiness, he got selected. We were the hottest couple in school. Everyone wanted to be like the two of us. We went to the coolest parties and hung out all the time. It was so great. That was until we decided we wanted to know each other better. Far better. Being
Sex.
silly teenagers, we let our hormones get the best of us. So we had unprotected sex, figuring nothing would happen. At first, I didn't notice anything was wrong. Then the morning sickness began. I was always a skinny girl, so my baby bump became noticeable so soon. I was terrified of telling my parents, but as the days turned into weeks, I realized there was no way of hiding it for long. I began wearing baggy clothes, but eventually I decided I needed to come out clean, so I tearfully told my parents I needed to talk to them. I hadn't even told Harry yet. My parents were so mad at me. They screamed and scolded me for what seemed like hours, but they didn't ever threaten to kick me out. They would be there for me, but weren't going to make it easy for me either. They told me I needed to learn some responsibility. So they called Harry's parents, and that was when...
We've seen what the future of work can be. Now we have a chance to create what it will be. A place...
So they called Harry's parents, and that was when he found out about it. He was really freaking out, but after a few days, he manned up. Harry came over to my house, and he told me he'd be there for me and our baby every step of the way. He told me how his parents were furious as well, but they refused to let him evade responsibility. I was incredibly relieved both my mom and dad and Harry's didn't just turn their backs on us. So my mom took me to my first prenatal appointment, and Harry tagged along as well. She was happy he was at least acting so responsible about it, but it was clear she was still so pissed at the both of us. Of course, all of us thought it was just going to be one baby, even if my belly was bigger than expected for my first trimester. The doctor asked a few questions first, but soon it was time for the echography, and that was even twins or triplets. I had 8 babies inside me. Can you believe it? Of course, I completely freaked out. I couldn't handle that many kids, even with my parents and my boyfriend's support. I cried for hours, and even though my mom was clearly worried as well, she understood it was not the right time to scold me any longer. She patiently talked to me, letting me know I wouldn't have to deal with all those children on my own. The pregnancy was a high-risk one since I had so many babies growing at the same time inside my womb. So though I was allowed to go back to school at first, after my 6th month I was told by my doctors I had to stay at home and take it easy. Mom and Dad decided I'd be homeschooled from then on, since even when the babies were born, it would be almost impossible for me to go back to high school. By then, Harry was working a half-time job, and he came to every single doctor's appointment. I got so big, I could barely walk any longer by my 7th month of pregnancy. The doctor explained that I'd have to have a C-section since there was no way all babies would survive a natural birth. I was so scared, but by then I knew I'd always have the support of Harry, my parents, and my in-laws. The babies were born 6 months ago. I get little sleep, honestly, but I've never been happier. They are 3 girls and 5 boys, and they had to spend a few weeks in the NICU, but just as a precaution since they were so small, having been born prematurely. The doctor explained this was normal, as they didn't have enough room to grow as normal babies do in the womb. Now they are healthy and beautiful. Both sets of grandparents helped Harry and me raise our 8 lovely babies. We set a nursery at my parents' house. To be able to make room for it, they had to turn 2 rooms into a single one, tearing down a wall. They hire a nanny to help us with the extra load so that we can study and make something of ourselves. We want to go to college and get great jobs to be able to support all 8 of our children, and we are so grateful for all the help we receive. Harry did the right thing and asked me to marry him, but we decided that we are going to wait until we turn 18. Our octuplets will look so cute as the ring bearers and flower girls. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and check out the other stories on the channel.
Oh, shit.
I'm Stacy, and I have something to tell you. My stepbrother got me pregnant. I know it sounds really bad, but listen up, because it's messed up in a whole different way than you think. Growing up, I always felt lonely. You see, I was an only child, but fun
Go
and
kill
at
yourself.
that,
You need
I
a real
abandoned it
man
first,
like
but
me.
bit by bit, believe my own life. And that I realized he was
Furious to most of the kids in our small school that was so small both high school and middle school were combined. I would see the high school freshmen every day in the library where I went during my free period to read and study. It was here that he noticed me, offering to tutor me in math, which I had struggled at. We had grown attached after that, and Ken would spend every moment he could texting or sending me silly pictures. It was during summer break that we met up and decided to start dating, making all the girls in my class jealous of our relationship. We all know teenagers often make mistakes, and I was no different. Ken had been talking about sex for weeks and how much he wanted to try it with me. I, being inexperienced and wanting him to like me, eventually gave in to the pressure. The experience was awkward and entirely too rushed, making me feel like perhaps I had missed the point of such an important moment. However, we started to enjoy one another even more, and this led to unintended consequences for both of us. It was a few weeks later, shortly after I turned 13, that I began feeling sick to my stomach. Every morning I would wake, throw up the meal from the night before, and get back into bed. Soon, even my mother noticed and took me to the doctor for a checkup. She was horrified to find that I was almost 8 weeks pregnant, tears streaming from her eyes as the doctor told her what my options were. Of course, I was starting to panic. I didn't know anything about children or being a mother, but none of that mattered. I couldn't end the life within me, and I couldn't stop it from happening. I was going to be a teenage mother, and nothing could change that now. My mother wanted an explanation when we got home, and I told her everything, how I really liked Ken and that we never meant for any of this to happen. My mother was still furious, but I needed to tell Ken what had happened before someone else told him. I called him up, telling him we had to meet, and he agreed, deciding to meet up just around the corner at the local park. When he showed up and I told him the news, he seemed offended, as if I was lying to him about my condition. He told me he wanted nothing to do with the child, and it probably wasn't even his. I was infuriated, walking home to tell my mother what had happened. It seemed she already understood, preparing me for upcoming appointments and classes to better prepare me for the monumental task ahead. I felt my child growing and moving every day, even at school where others treated me differently than they had before. Most of the girls in my class, when they found out who had impregnated me, had turned on Ken, refusing to even talk to him. Even the upper class girls refused to acknowledge him, making him transfer schools halfway through his sophomore year. It was a painful year, and in the end, a few months later, I was made the mother to a beautiful baby boy, and that's when the real work started. I pushed through school until I was 16, dropping out to get a job at a small restaurant as a server. I had become withdrawn and avoided hanging out and all my friends, as my whole world revolved around my young son. My mother helped me in so many ways, allowing us to live with her while I worked long shifts to try to afford the basics. Once he was old enough to attend daycare, I decided to go back to school and get my GED, and then enroll in a community college to continue my education and preparations for a better life. Those long years of scraping by, living with my mother, and earning my basic degree were tough and had hardened me for the world ahead. If I have any advice for anyone watching this, please wait until you are ready, and don't let anyone pressure you into doing anything you don't want to. If you enjoyed my story, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. See ya! Hi, my name is Angela, and I know you guys are going to think I'm crazy, because, well, I got pregnant by my boyfriend's grandpa. I know how insane it sounds. How did it even happen? It's a long story, so let me tell you all about it. It's kind of a wild ride, so buckle up. Ever since I was a teenager, I had a thing for older guys. You might say I have daddy issues, but I don't know if that's the reason behind it. I just find older men far more attractive than guys my age. Still, I knew it wasn't right to be dating someone 2 or 3 times my age, and so I settled for younger boys. I dated a few teenagers through high school, but was always so bored by them. They seemed immature and silly, and I would instead stare at my teachers and swoon at older men in the street. It wasn't till college that I met Mike, and his grandfather. Mind you, Mike's grandpa John wasn't as old as you might imagine. He wasn't a wrinkled old geezer. He was in his late 50s or early 60s as he got married and had a kid young. Mike's dad wasn't in the picture. He had gotten Mike's mom pregnant when she was 17 or 18, and then never took responsibility for his baby. John's daughter died a few years later, so he was the one who ended up raising Mike. Though we were at college, Mike still lived at home with his grandfather. He had been accepted by a university close to home, and it didn't make sense of him to live on campus. Honestly, I liked Mike right away. He was mature and sweet, highly intelligent, which I found so attractive. We began dating soon after meeting, and everything was going great at first. That was until I met John. The first time Mike took me to his house to meet his family, I couldn't believe it. John was so hot. Older, but still fit, and oh so charming. I was dazzled by him and spent the whole evening chatting with him and enjoying his company. Mike didn't feel jealous at all. He was simply happy that his girlfriend and his grandpa were getting along so well, never imagining I was attracted to a man 3 times my age. I know it's messed up, but I kept dating Mike mostly to be able to hang around John. I mean, Mike was alright, and I really did like him, but my real interest had shifted the moment I met
Some women have different tastes.
I began showing
Some
up at his
women
place
like
when I knew
younger
Mike was in
men,
class,
older
and
men.
John often offered I wait for my boyfriend to get home in his room. I did at first, but then would walk downstairs to grab a glass of water or
It's not
any
your
other
fault.
excuse I could come up with.
Who
John and I
cares
would
what
talk
people
and
say?
laugh until Mike arrived, and little by little we began getting along so well. I wanted to be with him, but didn't know how to let him know about it. I flirted and batted my eyes without being too blunt about it, but he seemed to never notice. Really,
Do you
I
smoke
think he was
weed?
playing
Sure,
dumb,
baby.
pretending he didn't
Baby
realize what I
son.
was doing, trying to
Cool.
be a
What
good
about
granddad to
smoke?
Mike.
Sure.
Eventually, though,
Cool.
the
Here's a
chemistry
joint and the
between us
smoke.
became too
Let's have a
intense to
joint,
ignore any
then
longer,
a
and
smoke.
we made love behind Mike's back.
Can we fuck?
At Nurofen,
Yes.
we believe headaches shouldn't
Cool.
hold you back. Unleash the speed of...
Let's
And we
do it
made
now.
love behind Mike's back. I began going over to his place every few days, always when my boyfriend wasn't around, just to be with John.
When we fuck,
Things
can
got
you
so
gag
evident
me and
that
choke
students
me?
around campus began spreading
So,
rumors about me cheating on
can
Mike,
I
an older
bust a
guy.
nut on you?
I kind of
Yes,
blame my friends for
please,
this, as I
son.
told a few about this sexy
Thanks,
man I had the
Mom.
hots for.
You're
They
welcome.
clearly couldn't keep a secret. Mike confronted me,
How
and
far
of
do
course
you
I
want
denied
my
it.
dick to go,
I didn't want
Mom?
to lose him,
All the
or
way
his
in,
granddad.
mate.
It was around that time that I began
Fair
really
enough.
messing up, because it wasn't enough to be intimate with John any longer. I wanted to know if he could get me pregnant.
I know.
And so, I went off the pill. I know it's messed up, but I won't tell you guys it was a mistake. I did it on purpose. And within a few weeks, I got pregnant with John's baby, my boyfriend's grandfather. Eventually, I decided I had to be honest with Mike about what was going on. I let him know I was having an affair with his granddad, and that he had gotten me pregnant. You can imagine how well that conversation went. Mike broke up with me, and though I
So?
miss him, I understand that it was the right thing to do. I'm still seeing John, though, and I can tell he really likes me as well. I told John about my pregnancy, and he did the responsible thing. John assured me he'll take care of our baby, as I've decided to keep her. I'll give birth to a healthy baby girl in about 2 months, and couldn't be happier. Mike's quite crossed at the two of us, and I can't really blame him, but the heart wants what the heart wants. He finally decided to move into a dorm on campus, and seems to be doing far better now. Thanks all for watching! What's the craziest thing you've ever done for love? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe
go
and
out.
check out the other
So,
videos
love
on the
you.
channel.
Love you too, baby.
Hi, my name is Isabel, and I had grown up an only child. And had
Love you,
always wanted a
Amanda.
sibling. I would
Mommy.
ask my parents
Love you
several
too.
times a year, for over 5 years, for a sibling. I had seen friends, cousins,
Love you too,
and neighbors
Jaden,
all
son.
with their brothers
My
or
daddy.
sisters.
I know.
wondered why my parents would not give
I'm
me
your
one of my
master.
own. When I was
Yeah,
12,
you sure
my
are.
parents sat me down with a fame to talk, and it wasn't half as bad as I had imagined. I had always been stubborn and demanding, but when
So,
finally
we're doing a
everything was
fuck.
revealed,
Out here, or in the
I knew
bedroom,
babies to be
kitchen,
the
dinner
physical
table, the lounge room,
thanks to the internet.
spare bedroom, bathroom.
However, it didn't stop me from questioning them. I would ask them all the time, when you plan on having a
It's fucking your
and
room.
their typical answers
Dumb
usually
baby.
sounded the same. Soon Pumpkin was always their default.
Love you, Mum. Love you too, baby.
Was another favorite. However,
Huh.
on my 13th birthday, I decided something had to be done. I liked being catered to, and at times, I understood I was spoiled. However, I wanted a sibling to share secrets with, take care of, and enjoy everything everyone else seemed to enjoy. I had waited long enough. After being told multiple times that it would be soon or later, I took matters into my own hands. It was summer break, and I was home. Dad was working at his accounting office across town, and Mom was showing real estate listings to her clients in a neighboring suburb. I snuck into my parents' room and started looking around, checking dresser drawers, bedside tables, closet baskets, and secret boxes hidden under the bed. I didn't find what I was looking for and went to the bathroom, looking frantically for the metallic square packaging. It was a few minutes later, and I was about to give up, finding no signs of my enemy anywhere. Could I have been wrong? I know I've seen condoms in Dad's wallet before, but I thought for sure he would have some here in the bedroom. Then it hit me. I was making the search complicated. I walked over to the bed, lifted the corner of the large king-size mattress. I found it. There, laying out across the frame, was a strand of condoms. I didn't think twice, didn't hesitate. Glancing briefly out the window, and over my shoulder before pulling out the bound tag I had in my pocket. I hammered away at the package, poking hole after hole, at least 2 in each condom, before placing them back under the mattress and lowering it. I glanced around the room one more time before running to my own, shutting the door with a satisfied grin. Finally, the work could begin, and I might soon have a younger brother or sister on the way. There was silence for weeks, the two of them not mentioning anything out of the ordinary. They would act normal, avoiding my questions about siblings, which to their annoyance became more frequent. We went on vacation to my grandparents' lake house up north, and still, nothing. I could observe my younger cousins playing in the lake, on the docks, and in the yard together, and wondered if I was even meant to be a sister. Perhaps I had reasoned. The universe was just not on board with this idea. That's when my mom had gathered all us together to make an announcement. With a huge smile on her face, she announced to all of us that she was pregnant. I was excited. At that point, I knew my plan had worked, and I was excited to know in a few months I would have the sibling I always wanted. Several months later, with preparation handled, it was time. We were back at the hospital, waiting in the same waiting room when a nurse came out, still in a green smock, a smile on her face. "Congratulations, sir," she said with a nod. "A healthy and blue-eyed baby boy." I could hear my father's delight as he reached down and scooped me up, hugging me tightly. Again, like many times over the past several months, I felt torn. Was it guilt or happiness? I wasn't sure, but I knew that no matter what,
She told me how the
Let's
attention
have
Mark
another
gave her
join, but this one is just straight rejoin.
their fling had
Then
begun
we'll
as
have a
silly
smoke.
and innocent
Done,
flirtation.
baby. This is our last
They were
join.
meeting behind my back, and that he was the father. Imagine my shock when I heard her confession. I was furious, barely able to contain my anger. I asked her how she could do that to her own daughter, and she continued to apologize, using the same excuses over and over again. I told her I didn't care how lonely she was. She could have dated anyone in the world, and I would have supported her, but not my boyfriend. I rushed out the door,
Join,
not interested
then.
in hearing any
If
more
you're
of her
mad,
excuses.
may as well
I
join.
needed to talk to Mark
Please
straight
and
away
what?
and confront him about this whole mess.
Dumb
When I arrived at his place, I immediately snapped at him. I told him I knew everything and that I couldn't believe he could have betrayed me like that. The worst part was his reaction. He was unfazed by my accusations. Mark admitted everything without even apologizing. He told me all his friends thought he was such a stud, dating both a hot daughter and her MILF mother. Mark actually was proud of everything he had done. I'm not ashamed of admitting I slapped him hard. He deserved it after everything he did to me. I rushed to my dad's place and told him all about it. He was even angrier than I was. Appalled my mom would do something like that to her own daughter. I moved in with him, since I didn't want to live with my mother any longer. What my mother and Mark did to me completely broke my relationship with her. She calls me often, but I never pick up the phone or answer her texts. I don't think I'll ever be able to forgive her, but I'd like to have a relationship with my baby sister, who'll be born in a few more months. So, I'm a bit torn. I suppose I'll have to speak to my mother again, but I'll never forget what she did. As far as Mark goes, you can bet I never talk to him again. Some men are silly.
That's so cool. Now, dude, I thought this video was gonna be me killing a lot of cops. It's just gonna be me tormenting these two. No, man. Mauled by wolves and shot by a fucking crazy person with an arrow. Scary. I don't know, man. Listen, there's fucking wolves all over the low ground over here. We're getting bit. I don't know what you would want. I don't know if you want a fur missile to bite your arm or if you want to go up there and at least have some chance of survival with the crazy man with an arrow. I'd rather get shot by an arrow any day of the week. I like how they're RPing this out. I like it. Like they could literally just go on the road. Lumber mill, we can hide out in the lumber mill. I don't know. Shit, it's private property. We're gonna get fucking shot if we go. We're gonna get shot no matter what. There's someone hunting with a bow and arrow. Shooting us. I think he thinks we're food, man. I guess you being fat and all. God, maybe I should have packed a high vis or something. Maybe it's just a hunt. No, you're just fat and I think you're a deer. Alright, you know what? That's not nice. Let's
let's see. Where could I hit them? If I don't know if I can, because they're getting the high ground, so I can't really hit them. Maybe up here? Yeah, I'll wait till they come around the corner. 3, 2, 1, now. It's so cool. We'll do it one more time. 3, 2, 1, now.
Keep an eye on her. Hey, I don't know. Seen of your bag. I don't know.
You know, it's hard to take a big shot at arrows.
Nothing.
Some shit left. It's not my fault, dude. It's not like I ripped the bag on purpose. 3, 2, 1, and now. Ah, I missed.
Hit him! Hit him!
Hit him in the back. 3, 2, 1.
Dude, you got an arrow in your knee.
I have.
Sit down, sit down, sit down. Dude, it's bad. I don't even know how to deal with this. I don't have the proper shit to deal with this.
They got their own story just going on. They've bonded through this.
They've been fighting with each other this entire time.
You know, the replacement lieutenant colonel is stupid.
They've bonded.
I'm
They've
trying to help here.
had all these experiences.
Yeah, you told him to shoot me and look what happened.
You want me to help or not?
What are you gonna leave me here to die? Like you probably wanted to happen to Miller? Hell, you probably thought it was a
I didn't want that to happen. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask.
What if I just like hit him in the head and just, you know what?
I got the sound.
I'm gonna hit him in the head. He's about to watch his friend die. Ready? Hold. 3, 2, 1, now. Arrow into the.
He's just registering his friend's dead now. He's registering it. He's like, Kurt?
Arrow into it.
Wake up. Come on. No. Wake up. Wake up. Oh my god.
Rainbow's just like literally completely gone off script, just killing police for no reason.
He's running towards the tower.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, thank God he found it. I want him to call in backup. I want him to send in the military. Be like, Alpha 1, my partner's down. We've taken heavy fire. Send everyone in. He was the one that made it. His friend didn't.
There has to be some sort of crappy radio in here that I can use.
Make it easy for him. I want the whole military out here. I want to go nuts. There's a dirt bike showing up. What?
I don't know if it's a cop or not.
No, that's a player. Some dude just showed up and seen the dead body of the cop. Yeah. He just turned around. Oh, here comes the cop, I think. Yep.
I don't want to take chances.
I can hear the V8 engine of the red eye.
Let's have one more join. Straight join. Okay, gotcha. Cool. Here's the join.
That's
Thanks.
National Guard. That's not me.
Who's that? Who sent them?
Probably. I don't know who said National Guard. I think everyone's calling them in at this point. I don't know, man. Please, I'm not. I'll leave. I'll do whatever you want. Just please.
No more guns. Just stop coming after me.
Okay, all right. Let me get on my radio.
You're gonna need a whole army to come after me. You're gonna need a whole army.
I think we figured that out. We've lost enough guys trying. I think we're done. All right, we're done.
Stop coming after me. You're gonna need an army to kill me.
They stole a bear cat!
You're gonna need an army to kill me. Murdoch!
Oh crap! They're bringing out the tactical stuff. I gotta retreat.
That's the tank.
Yeah,
that's the one they just...
Oh my God.
Oh!
I gave him plenty of time to react to that. Game of chicken with an armored vehicle.
That was a good flip.
Yes! That was beautiful! Oh dang, he just killed a civilian!
You just killed a civilian.
I need to get back to the woods. I need a new car. I need to switch out.
Oh! Oh, shit!
Oh my god, oh my god. Oh, Jesus, dude!
Rambo! Modoc!
Oh! Shit!
Rambo!
Why would they not just deploy this? Why would they let me have it? They straight up let me have it. I don't know if they've communicated that I have this yet. I'm gonna make them think I'm like protecting the PD. Make them think I'm like protecting the PD. Okay, well, screw that.
They're gonna need an army to kill me!
Like, is it not National Guard?
I'm glad I stole this from them. They would have destroyed me with it.
I could do a video with this thing on its own. It's powerful. Probably. I don't think anyone could stop me, especially Rambo. So I'm gonna ditch this thing and head to the woods. I'm also gonna rig that thing with explosives. So we'll wait and see if somebody picks it up. Oh my God! They're sending out the APC. They're killing civilians. The National Guard has killed a lot of civilians today. They've killed more civilians than I have. It's a lot of war crimes. Oh yeah, that can swim, I think. I ain't fighting that thing. No, thank you. Oh, it can't swim. They just drowned. They just killed themselves.
That's a pretty cool APC.
Yeah, it's got missiles on it. I'm not fighting that thing. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. They're sending in Abrams.
This just in, National Guard killed several civilians.
I stalled my engine and I ran over too many things.
So many civilians are dying. Jesus. They're dying, man. More dead civilians. They're just piling up bodies. The kill count of the National Guard is higher than mine. I'm not fighting that thing. No, thank you. Jesus!
Rambo!
Jesus! Way too close. Looks like everybody retreated. I think
For the
Rambo's
smoke,
gonna
they
go
will
back and
fuck
hide.
baby
Oh,
man.
it's the best move.
Done
Yeah,
fun.
otherwise he dies.
Yeah, I don't think he can take on a tank. Oh, actually.
Just blow up.
Not a helicopter.
I gotta get out of here.
Oh my God, he crashed right there. Okay, I'm out of here. I think it's time for Rambo to actually go into hiding. Take Rambo up into the woods.
Go into hiding until he has to come back out.
Pieces, baby, I'm sure. We have the boy in the haunted mansion. According to a number of Disney employees, there's a young boy that haunts the haunted mansion ride at Disneyland in California. So legend goes that this little boy was once caught spreading his mom's ashes in this ride.
I got the new crib, man. This is the master bedroom. Look, we got the poolside view. I'm telling y'all, there's so much I'm gonna do with this series. Like, you should truly be excited. Like I said, this is the master. So the odd thing is, being that this is the master, but it doesn't have a full bath in here. It's all good though. You know, we ain't got no bath in our master bathroom, but it's all good. You know. So that's the bathroom. We'll go ahead and check out the rest of the house real quick. Let's see. Now this is the entryway. You know, we got a little coat closet or whatever over there. Nothing too nothing too crazy. But I really love this house because it is like so straight through. You can see all the way through it that way. Once we have, a shindig or a kickback or something, it's an open area. Now this here is actually my office, which is very, very useful. Now it has two sides to it, but unfortunately I live here alone. Maybe in the series, if y'all want, we can get us a girlfriend to move in with us. But right now it is just me. So like I said, this is my office. Pretty nice size. Got the big screen TV there. Let's go ahead and check out the rest. Now the kitchen area I really love because it is wide open as well. So this is pretty dope. Pretty big kitchen. Now I don't cook a lot, unfortunately, so we don't put it to use, but maybe we'll get us a lady, like I said. So this is a little dining area, sit down, have you something to eat. And then of course we have our living room area. Nice sectional couch, huge sectional couch at that. And then of course we got our desk. Excuse me guys, y'all gotta forgive me, man. I'm dealing with some allergies right now and they are killing me, so you gotta forgive me, bro. And then this here, of course, is just our secondary bathroom with the shower, walk-in shower. So, we can fit a few people in there if need be. So we'll actually go ahead and head back in the backyard real quick first before I show you the rest of the house. Let me hurry up, man.
I'm fucking ready. Let's fucking do this, bitch, mom. Done, baby daddy son. You got that right. Look at you, shake your big ass. Let me see it. God damn. Let's go, mom. Jiggle that ass. Let me show you around. Done. This is the lounge room. Dinner table. Kitchen. Chill area. Another chill area here. Nice. Spare bedroom. Can I join your gang, Daddy Master? Son? Sure, Mom. Thanks. What do you want to be? A gang? A prostitute? I would like to be a prostitute, yeah. I want to have dicks. Cool. Then yeah. Cool. Then another spare room, then this is my room. Fuck yeah. I know. Let's fucking do this, you bitch. Yep. Teach me who's in charge. You got them right, I will. Let's fuck on the wall. Fair enough, let's do this shit. Done, baby cakes. It's the next day, and as you can tell, me and my gang are gonna rob a bank. Let's do this shit. Let's have a joint for the day and let's go. Let's go, brother. Get the fuck out of here. Get back, get back, get back! Move! Let's go! Let's go, guys! Shit! Go, go, go! I guess this is it.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about
Shit!
it when I see you again.
It's just me, yo! Fuck this!
Where we began. So I'll tell you all about
Fuck.
it.